Hello, I'm Wolfgang Riebe, and these are my quick tips. Today I'd like to talk to you about entitlement and scarcity thinking attitudes and how to cope with them. What a great topic. However, it's one of those subjects that whatever I say, someone is going to get offended. And I would like to think those that are offended are especially those people guilty of entitlement and scarcity thinking. But you know, luckily as I get older, I'm becoming more thick-skinned and it doesn't really bother me. Plus, now that I know I have genuine people subscribing to my videos who want to be inspired, I'm sure that you are going to take my comments in the positive manner I mean to share them with you. Now in the beginning, the things I say could maybe appear to be negative. But remember, to tackle this topic is like going to the doctor. The doctor first has to find the root of the problem. They have to do a diagnosis, and only then can the treatment begin. So what I need to do is I need to discuss the root of the problem first, and then I can start looking at solutions. I trust it makes sense. Now, is it just me, or are these entitlement scarcity thinking people gaining in numbers in the world? You figure that one out. You see, my comments are not based on research. They are in fact my personal opinions that I would like to believe are based on my personal experiences as an inspirational speaker, traveling around the globe, dealing with different people of countries, nations and cultures. Bottom line, if you are looking at me right now thinking, who's this idiot? Maybe, just maybe, you're one of those many individuals out there that doesn't want to take responsibility for your own life. Now let's be fair, these people were not born like this. They were conditioned by their culture, their society and parents throughout their lives, from childhood to adulthood. They are a product of the society that they live in today. Some of us are more prone to conditioning than others, and our life paths take us on different journeys. Now, without wanting to sound arrogant, I believe that some people have just managed to cope better with all of this and have understood that life is about making choices and that only you, me, can be held accountable for the choices you make. Then you have those that don't want to take responsibility, and they find it easier to blame others and find fault in others rather than admit their own shortcomings. It's always the parents, the priest, the teacher, whatever. Yeah? Have you met those? I trust you understand that my focus is on helping you cope, being positive and sharing practical life skills. I don't want to tackle political or religious issues, as there's always going to be someone that's going to get offended. However, I'm going to have to track down the source of the problem and why certain people are not taking responsibility for their own lives. So I'm going to have to tackle these topics in a sense. Now I want you to think about it for one moment. Do you trust the politicians in your country? In fact, let's make it easy. Do you trust any politician anywhere? I'm not pointing fingers to any one country, but economically, the world is completely screwed up because of corruption and greed. By who? Ooh, the politicians. And whenever a problem pops up, guess what? No one, especially the politicians, take blame for their inefficiencies. If anything, they blame their predecessors, the previous people in power. So who do people have to look up to or learn the meaning of taking responsibility in their own life? Today, no one. Let's not even mention sports stars and celebrities. How many weirdos are there out there that are in the press, and when they do get busted for taking drugs or doing something illegal, there's always an excuse of abuse, physical or psychological, as a child? Come on, what a sad state of affairs. Even worse are all these self-righteous groups and minorities. If there are 1,000 people in a group and just one single individual doesn't like what the majority are doing, she makes a stink and complains, and all 999 have to accommodate this one schmuck. Sorry. What's wrong with that story? And that's reality. And yes, politicians are now screaming political correctness. They of all people. How hypocritical is that? Have we as a society not become too accommodating of others? I find that many people would rather oblige the complainer and in the process give up their own rights. I'm sorry, but we kind of messed up here. And what about the religious fanatics? They expect you to adhere to their laws in their country and follow their teachings. But when they come to your country and you expect the same in return, they call it discrimination. Go figure. Huh? Then if you do query the logic, you are labeled as discriminating against them. I mean, come on. Does it also frustrate you? Is it just me? Or are you too confused by all of this? In fact, I'm not confused. I'm just irritated at the depraved stupidity levels that society has allowed itself to stoop down to. Come on, be realistic. And hey, guess what? I can't blame the entitlement scarcity thinking people of being the way they are. Do you know why? Because we've allowed them to get away with it. Why should they change? They're only benefiting from their behavior and their attitude, and sadly because we allow it. There's an acronym, KISS, K-I-S-S. It stands for Keep It Simple Stupid. Corporations and governments like to hide their inefficiencies and flaws in complexity. In reality, simplicity is the most difficult thing on earth to achieve. Or not. Maybe we've just been conditioned to believe this. If I look at humanity, surely there are a few basic rules that apply to each and every one of us, no matter what nation, culture, or race you are from. And if we all followed these basic rules, then we would be able to live in peace with each other. So in order to find coping mechanisms when dealing with people who have entitlement and scarcity thinking attitudes, I would like you to apply these 6 rules in everything you do, and especially when confronted with these people, thus leaving them with a choice to either fit in or leave. Number 1, take responsibility for your own life. Never prejudge anyone you meet. Treat everyone equally. When you meet people that do not respect you or appear to be selfish or feeling entitled and not open to reason, walk away. Do not, never ever stoop down to their level. When you stop tolerating their behavior, they've got no option but to change. Remember, walking away is not being judgmental. You are merely taking responsibility and making a choice that suits your life, not theirs. It all boils down to the 4-way test that acts as the guiding principle for ROTARY members. It's an awesome society. The first one is it the truth? The second one is it fair to all concerned? The third one, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And the fourth one, will it be beneficial to all concerned? That's awesome. In the hope that this crazy political correctness phase doesn't get out of hand, you need to realize that they are the ones who have their own issues they need to sort out. Rather than getting annoyed with these people, you have 2 choices in life. You either feel sorry for them and you walk away, or you stand up for what you believe in and don't let this person force their insecurities onto you. But if you do choose this approach, do me a favor, be nice and do it courteously without being rude. I trust that this gives you a better understanding and helps you cope with these people. I've given a bit of hard advice, but to me it's advice that's important. We need to start standing up and taking the world back. Thanks for listening to my rantings and ravings, and I look forward to talking to you again in my next quick tip. From me, Wolfgang Riebe, cheers.